Alrighty then, hello and once again, good evening YouTube, and welcome back to the Kamikaze Games channel. And that's right folks, it's a NASCAR video, on NASCAR.com nonetheless, with a bunch of ads. Because for some reason I have uBlock Origin turned off on NASCAR.com. I'm sure I had a really good reason for doing that at some point in my life. As you can see on the screen, we're going to set up our bracket for a chance to win $1 million. If I win $1 million, I'm going to spend it all on YouTube ads that say, Tyler Reddick is a fraud. Let's enter this. Uh-oh, there's uBlock. I guess uBlock decided to turn itself on. Is that an ad? It looks like an ad. Uh-oh. Well, how do I do this? Does anyone know how I do this? Do I have to click? Oh, sign up now. Here we go. All right, so I almost got debated by an ad on NASCAR.com. Okay, I agree to that. Okay, we got some, oh no. The first round is Atlanta. That's not fair. That is not fair at all. We've got a plate race to start this bullshit. We got a plate race, a street course, a traditional road course, a Dover, a concrete, the Monster Mile, the most terrifying race of them all. And then it concludes at Indianapolis. You could not have picked 5 more random races. You're gonna give me 5 utterly random tracks. This has to be the biggest joke of a tournament. This is Brian France's wet dream. Oh my god! And man, the reason that they made this year, this is a potential replacement for the chase. Yeah, you thought that the knockout rounds was bad and the winner take all. Just wait until this is the chase format for next year. Anyway, whatever. We're gonna make some picks. All right, Hamlin versus Ty Dillon. Now, any other weekend, this is a gimme. But because it's Atlanta, I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, Hamlin has never been good at Atlanta, the new Atlanta. Echo Park. I like to actually refer to this track by its sponsor name due to the fact that, Atlanta used to be a really good track back in the day, back before they murdered and lobotomized this track and turned it into a plate track that's not really a plate track. They turned it into Talladega 2009 in Xfinity. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm gonna go. You remember back like a couple of years ago, I think it was 2018, when Little Caesars said lowest seed beating the top seed, you'd get a free $5 lunch combo. I think that happens in Atlanta. I am literally the stupidest person on planet Earth for making this prediction, but I don't care. We're making the prediction nonetheless. Alright, next matchup. Ooh, this is gonna be, we got the fight of the century on our hands. Kyle Busch versus Brad Keselowski. Kyle has been doing terrible this year. Brad has been cooking as of late, and he has been good historically at Atlanta. Which is why I'm picking Kyle Busch. Brad is going to, I think Brad has a chance of actually winning this race. So, moving on. It's Atlanta. Boy, I wonder who's going to do better at that race. Yeah. This is the 25th ranked seed, my fucking ass. Yeah, give me a break. Alright, yeah, Logano is going to get that, of course. Bubba Wallace versus Suarez. Alright. Bubba's a good plate racer. He's had a string of horrible races, and this would be a perfect place to try and get a rebound. However, it's probably going to be Suarez. As big of a fraud as he is, and that Mexican race at in the Xfinity Series, that was the second biggest fraud victory of the season. But I'll go into detail on that in the chase predictions video, which is happening. It is happening, in spite of everything. And it's right around the corner because this shit's ridiculous. Years start coming and they don't stop coming, folks. Alright, Nemechek versus another fraud driver. Alright, Nemechek has been cooking lately, but it's a plate race, and Penske's guaranteed to do better. So, and yeah, basically. Chase Elliott versus Austin Dillon. Oh, that's tough. Now, this track, Atlanta in this, baby. Atlanta this is a race that I could see Austin Dillon backing into the win. But Chevy's been mid here outside of Hendrick, obviously. The Hendrick just can win wherever the fuck they feel like. Literally any goddamn race, but him versus Austin Dillon though, like Austin Dillon I could see pulling a win out of his ass here, but he's not beating Elliott. Ross Chastain versus Eric Jones. Well, I know who I'm picking, in theory. Another race that Chastain could pull out of his ass, but Eric has always been really good here in this version of Echo Park Speedway. Echo Park Speedway has been very good to Eric Jones. He did good at Pocono just now, where he's also always done really good at in the 43 for some reason. Apart from that, man, there really is no reason to predict anything for this race. I saw a button up here, that autofill. That might be a better shot than anything else, if I'm 100% honest. I'm taking this as seriously as whoever at Fox Sports hired Clint Boyer. That's how seriously I'm taking this. Eric Jones. Let's go. Alright, next is Bell versus Stenhouse. This is an interesting one because you got the most recent winner and you've got Ricky Stenhouse. So it could go either way. I think Bell's luck pretty much out at this point. He's had a bunch of bad races. He was fast at Mexico, and then like some bullshit happened. I don't really know at this point. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna pick Stenhouse just because it's a plate race, and didn't he have like a chance to? Wasn't he like in the three-way photo finish earlier this year? I don't even know. Next up is Briscoe versus AT&T. I still call him AT&T, even though I still use AT&T as a provider. I should switch to Verizon. This reminds me that I should switch to Verizon. Briscoe just won like a king. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean anything. He has always done bad at Echo Park Speedway. I don't remember, did he ever run a race in Atlanta before they lobotomized it? I don't think he did. Don't think he did. That's a shame. Anyway, but AT&T is terrible. He's been consistently the worst running front row motorsports driver. The best front row motorsports driver this year is Zane Smith. What is happening at that team? I don't know what's going on with that team, but Zane Smith has been the best driver on it. Whatever. See what I care. This is a tough pick. These two are both terrible Atlanta. I'm gonna assume that Briscoe dies because he will never have two good races in a row. So, yeah. Yeah, basically. Priest versus Byron. Priest has been good lately. Byron has not. Byron kind of has that Chad Knaus giving up in the summer. Rudy Fugle kind of does the same thing. It's kind of a tradition over there in the, the best driver at Hendrick Motorsports team. But, yeah. And Priest has been on a run lately. I'm going to give it to Priest. Alright, tough one. Blaney versus Hocevar. Blaney, a well-known plate track merchant. Hocevar finishing in that three-way photo finish earlier this season at Atlanta. Hocevar has basically gone on a pattern where he has a really good race, and then the next race he also has a really good race, but like doesn't have a good finish. Then the next race he's low-key and finishes top 5. I believe this past week, before it was second at Nashville or something, and then at Pocono, I don't know, dude. Blaney, on the other hand, he got a top 5 here last year. I think he's got a win on this configuration. He's always a sure thing at plate tracks, which is why I'm going with Hocevar. Larson versus, oh, what a lineup. Holy moly. Well, yeah, the fucking ginger bitch had one bad race at Pocono, so he's going to be back, and Larson has always wrecked at Atlanta, so I think I know who I'm going with. McDowell versus Allmendinger. What a pair. McDowell probably is going to throw this race, but Allmendinger hasn't been good at plate racing. He's never been good at plate racing in the Cup Series, and Colleague was just overpowered in Xfinity, so that really was able to mask his inability to run plate races in modern era. So, but just because it's McDowell, he's going to throw Allmendinger. Ty Gibbs versus Justin Haley. Haley has been extremely mid since returning to the Cup Series, especially in the next gen. Ty Gibbs has also been mid, but he's on a run lately. He's never really been good at plate racing, though. But it's, despite it all, I'm going to go with Gibbs. No, I'm not going to go with Gibbs. That's insane. Haley is better at plate racing than Gibbs is. Zane Smith versus Cindric, the only good front row motorsports driver this season, versus the biggest fraud in the series. He's got his one fraud win of the year, which means I'm going with Zane Smith. Finally, we've got Chris Buescher versus Todd Gilliland. Buescher's better. We're going to go with Buescher. Alright, the first round has finally been filled, which means we can move on from Garbage Bag Echo Park Speedway onto the Chicago Street Course. Now, speaking of Chicago Street Course, did you notice one name who was notably absent from this list due to not being in the top 32 in the point standings? Why, yes, that would be the winner at Mexico City, Shane Van Gisbergen. But despite qualifying for a spot in the playoffs, he did not qualify for a spot in the in-season challenge bracket. What a great championship format that definitely determines the best performing drivers over the course of a season. Yep, you got it. Quality shit. Anyway, Ty Dillon versus Brad Keselowski. Oh, wait. This is Chicago. I thought, wait a minute. Oh, we're still at another Atlanta. Oh, we go to Atlanta, then we go to Atlanta again. No. Chicago. Keselowski is terrible on road courses now. He was only ever good at Watkins Glen. And then once they added a bunch of other road courses, it showed that he was a total, he is incapable of turning right. It's like that one Geico commercial with Casey Mears, and the GPS says turn right, but he does not turn right because Lyle, NASCAR driver. It doesn't apply anymore now that there's more than fucking 2 road courses per season, now does it? I hate the Roval, by the way. Boy, I sure hate that I've got Ty Dillon advancing into round 3, but I sure do. Alright, Logano versus Suarez on the street course. Whew, that's tough. Logano's been mid lately. And he'll probably suck after winning Atlanta. But Suarez also sucks, but he's like above average on road courses, so okay, well, we all know who's going to do better on a road course versus them two. Okay, this is tough. Eric Jones is definitely a better driver on road courses than Stenhouse, but the Legacy road course package, the Legacy package in general has been terrible. I don't know how the hell Nemechek's been driving in the top 10 all of a sudden. Every once in a while, he just pops into the top 10 having, you know, generational runs. Oh, I'm going to go with Eric. Okay, these two, well, there's a couple of walls for AT&T to drive into. Priest, on the other hand, has he ever really been that good on road courses? I don't think he has. But I'm still going to pick him. Hocevar, oh, this is hard. Hocevar got hosed at, whatever track it is, Mexico City. But like last year at Watkins Glen, he and the entire Spire organization were absolutely slaying at Watkins Glen. So that leads me to believe that there is potential. Hocevar, I mean, Ginger has shown that it was entirely equipment and track position that was giving him all those good runs at road courses early in the next gen's existence. All of that is proven to mean absolutely nothing now that everyone has actually figured out how to build cars on road courses, so now the field is evened out, and the actual good drivers are out front, as opposed to his bitch ass. This is tough. This is really tough. I'm gonna go with Hocevar. Ooh. Now, this is surprisingly tougher than you'd think. Allmendinger versus Haley at the Chicago street course is actually a toss-up. Haley almost won this goddamn race the first season. Allmendinger's a road course merchant, but oh, that's hard. This is actually a coin flip. Haley's really good here. Allmendinger really isn't. Allmendinger's never really, well, how many fucking races did he run here? He ran Xfinity here, right? I don't even know, dude. It's a coin toss. Heads for AJ, tails for Haley. And it's heads! I was hoping it would not be heads. But the coin says. Alright, Zane Smith versus Chris Buescher. Buescher, every time. Alright, moving on. This is a good video. Sonoma, yet another road course. Who's gonna do good here? What a matchup. Oh, baby. Another fraud victory for Suarez, who is advancing way too far in this. Elliott versus Eric at Sonoma. Wonder who's going to advance. Priest versus Hocevar. Ooh, that's tough. Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's another coin toss. Heads for Priest, tails for Hocevar. It's heads again. Heads. We got all these heads. Look at all those heads. Wow. Look at all those heads. It's heads. Priest. I actually am thinking Priest over Hocevar in that race. Because it, oh shit, maybe not actually. Hocevar has done really good at traditionally tracks that young drivers don't do good at. So, traditionally young drivers aren't good at Sonoma, but like the next gen doesn't fucking mean anything. Everything that you think you know about fucking racing, throw it out the fucking window. 70, 80 years of precedent? Fuck it. The next gen doesn't give a fuck about your precedent. The next gen does whatever the fuck the next gen feels like doing. Speaking of, Allmendinger versus Buescher. Buescher is really good at Sonoma. AJ Allmendinger is really good at road courses. But he's never really been that great at Sonoma. So I'm going with Buescher. Alright. Oh, baby, baby. Next matchup, Dover. We've got Suarez versus Elliott. Oh, what a matchup. Oh, baby, a Dover, Elliott. Priest versus Buescher at Dover. Wow, this bracket is fucked up. But I don't care. Priest versus Buescher at Dover. I don't know, dude. I don't remember how good Roush is here. Oh no, I have no idea. That's tough. I think you gotta give it to Buescher just for experience. Buescher was always good at Bristol. But Priest also has an Xfinity win at Bristol. Oh shit, that is true. That is so fucking true. I think you gotta give the edge to Buescher, just for experience's sake. And that finally means that we have made it to the final round, Indy. Indiana Jones Raceway. And the final matchup. Chase Elliott versus Chris Buescher. Historically, you'd think it would be Hendrick that would be winning that race. But Indianapolis was a joke last year. I didn't watch. I actually slept. I should do that more often, to be honest. But Elliott has never won at Indianapolis. Hendrick, ever since Gordon retired, really hasn't been that amazing here. Casey Kane has their only legitimate victory at this track in the last 10 years. Damn, dude, versus Chris Buescher, who has been firing on all cylinders lately. He just had a race-winning car at Pocono, which is basically the exact same track as Indianapolis, except one less turn. And kind of squish. Because they forgot one straightaway. They were gonna make like a trapezoid version of Indianapolis, but then they were like, wait a minute, we don't have clearance to get this northwestern part of the track thingamajig. There was a duck pond in the way. There was a duck pond in the way, so they had to make a detour. That's why it's a triangle. That's the official lore, by the way. That's 100% true story. Just ask Grok. Grok will tell you. Anyway, the actual answer that I pick is Chris Buescher, but we're gonna leave it up to the fate of the quarter. Heads, Elliott. Tails, oh, don't drop the coin. Heads, Elliott. Tails, the better one. Oh, it's bouncing. It's heads! You're kidding me! I thought that the law of averages said that the next one, that's 3 heads in a row! Fucking Cerberus is out here with this quarter, dude. No fucking chance. No fucking chance. The answer, no. I don't care. The quarter can fuck itself. My pick is Buescher. And the winning difference margin. Well, please enter a number between 0.001 and 100 seconds. Isn't a lap time around Indianapolis like 47 seconds? What the hell is going to happen to me in a margin of victory of 99 seconds, a minute and a half? More than a minute and a half at this track. What's going to happen on the last lap? Everyone's running out, except for one. Goodness gracious. Looking like Road American IndyCar Series. Another Polo win, by the way. Hasn't he been kicking ass? Good shit, by the way. I'm going to say that it's probably going to be a green-white checkered. So that means it's going to be a margin of 276. That is my beautiful bracket. I have to sign up. Fuck.